the biggest challenge with healthcare is the corporatization of healthcare. And while the Affordable Care Act was supposed to give everyone insurance and solve many issues, what it but it's a two-way. But it's a two-way street, and really the only way is to spend time listening, understanding the people you're caring for, understanding their social situation, and never making judgments about them. So I never say, don't do this or don't do that.
Yeah, agreed. I always say in our practice, I'm never going to take anything away from you, I'm just going to show you how to do it. This makes people trust us. Okay, soul healing often happens in the community. So what role do culture, spirituality, or collective traditions play in restoring mental wellness? Anita, you often speak about storytelling as communal medicine. So how do shared narratives help us heal?
Yes, absolutely. So I believe, and many of us believe, that our medicine has been passed down by storytelling for millennia. This is how we learn our lessons. And speaking of culture, since we were talking about culture, a lot of times our medicine as culture has been stripped away from us only to be sold back to us. So all we gotta do is ask our grandparents, like, oh, well, what herb did you use to heal this, right? They know the medicine is in our family. When we disconnect from our ancestors, when we don't remember who we are then at the mercy of the medicines that are being sold to us that a lot of times are actually poison to our system, not even tested on us. So basically all that to say is that we have the answers inside. If we connect to our ancestral gifts that have been passed down, we can connect to those answers.
You've built community circles around wellness and sacred practice. So how does that collective energy support transformation?
When one comes to see me for healing and they're in a high stress level, usually they're isolated. And that contributes to them being stressed out and getting sicker and cancer of the breast, cancer of the uterus. And I always look at them and say, you need a community. You need a circle. I just set it upstairs. I said, this is your new circle. And I would see the light come through them as soon as we came into, and the circle is a power. In our culture, the circle represents power, and in the dot, that represents that we're unified, and now we teach each other. And then in a circle, I'm not always the leader. Right. Someone else is the leader, because we all have gifts in the circle. So we use all of our gifts together, then we empower economically, emotionally, spiritually, relationship. When you have an issue, you go to the circle of women. Your grandmother, your mother, and they tell you, don't do that, do this. That's a circle. Sometimes you have a circle that you're running from. And if you see that there's an issue in the circle, maybe you need to add your piece to the circle to make the circle more in alignment with what you need. So we all need circles. That's our culture.
Yeah. Yes. I think I notice as a clinician that oftentimes we're separating body, mind, and soul and working in silos instead of together in order for us to heal. So I'd like to hear how each of you sees this integration in your work. So I'll start with you, Dr. Boomer, and work our way down.
Healthcare is integrated. You know, listening to your answer. Facts are facts, right? But what people feel culturally, what they've grown up with, that's religion. And that's their own personal religion. And it impacts how they consume healthcare, it impacts how they approach their body, it impacts how they interact with healthcare providers. And so, and sometimes, by the way, strong faith is a disincentive to get healthcare.
Sure.
Right? So you really need to understand they are all connected. All we can do as healthcare providers, or what we ought to be doing as healthcare providers, is having patience. We're not going to solve anyone's problem in one visit, and building a relationship over time with patients, my experience has been that's the best way to keep them in good health, to make them feel better and live longer.
Yeah. Serene.
Yes, let's start with, as a licensed psychotherapist, when clients are coming to me about anxiety, sleep deprivation, I want to know about, your education. I want to know about any medical conditions. I want to know about your religion, your spirituality, because all of these things inform how you cope. It lets me know when you're disconnected from them, how they can impact your mental health. And when you think about the mind, body, and spirit, you think about a house, right? So there are 3 corners. So if you're coming to me about your mental health, I also need to know how your soul and your spirituality is doing, how your body is doing, because I can help you along the path of managing anxiety. But if you're dealing with ailments or you're neglecting it, then that's only going to return you back to where you first started.
Thank you. So there was actually a study that was done about how having a community that is outside of your family, right? Having your family as well, but having a healthy community is one of the main things that makes you have a happy life. Being able to be joyful and connecting with your tribe, your people. And that is one of the most important things in healing all of it, your mind, body, and your soul. A lot of times we think, oh, it's about us, we gotta go in and heal, and we do gotta do that sometimes, but when we have someone as a mirror in front of us, if we're triggered by something in that person, a lot of times it's because we have that inside of us, and it's something that's unhealed. Like if we're like, ooh, that person's a victim, like they keep talking about like what, this person hurt me, this person did it. Oh, wait a minute. Where in my life am I victimizing myself, right? It's having those mirrors around us, because when we have other people, it's not gonna always be perfect, right? And we have to figure out, oh, how do I navigate around different types of personalities? That's what life is about. We don't want perfection. We don't want AI, like just people around us, right? We go out to connect. We go out to feel other people's medicine. Every single person in here has a unique medicine, a unique soul, and a unique word that they're putting out to make this place beautiful. That's what we're here for.
Love that. Inafua.
When I think about mental wealth, but first of all, to say it's usually mental health. So you feel there's a big problem just on your mind. But when I see mental wealth, that means my mind is ready to go on higher ground, but I can't go on higher ground just mentally, because the physical body connects to how you're thinking. The emotional body connects to how you're thinking. The relationship body connects to how you're thinking. The food connects to how you're thinking. So if you charge up with a holistic life, bringing everything into account, then you have integrated a holistic, healthy life, which is a healthy mind, a healthy heart, a healthy relationship, a healthy body. So I think that it's all really one, because our body, we don't have our spirit over there and our mind down the block, and then our nervous system over there. We're working as one container, so it has to all heal at the same time, and that's holism.
I love that. Thank you. I started my business to democratize access to registered dietitians. If you know anything about registered dietitians, 98%.
My mother was a dietitian.
Thank you. That gives me that help. Yes, 98% of registered dietitians are actually white women, and that's not reflective of the gen pop. And I decided I was going to cater to the 99%. So I went out, I raised capital. Blue Cross Blue Shield is one of my main investors, and I just wanted people to not feel attacked about their cultural foods. And so how do we start addressing that reality while we're still honoring culture and tradition, right? People are really curious about, can I eat that rice? Is it okay for me to have grilled grapefruit? Can I have cookies? How does it work? So Queen Afua, your teachings bridge ancestral food and modern nutrition. So how do we keep that connection truly alive?
Well, I birthed 7 books at one time. All from one concept. The food is medicine. And the first book actually really answers that. It's called Soul Food. Vegan, vegetarian, soul food. But inside of that, one of the main chapters says it's called the International soul food kitchen. So I have adopted a Caribbean soul food, Southern soul food, Spanish soul food, African soul food. So basically all soul food is the aroma of your family. There's a certain aroma that gets you together. There's a certain flavors you can get in herbs and spices of your family that doesn't serve the body well. And learning all the alternatives. So you can have everything basically, but on the highest frequency, not GMO, not fast, not microwave, so and not fried, and then you start to